Okay, so before 2 months ago, last month 40,000, a month before 20,000, a month before that nothing. It was just flat. So that whole month after I start sticking to my rules, I had to make rules. You need to know what you want to go to do inside of the market. What you need to know everything. You need to have everything wrote out, and you need to stick to it. That month, the month after I start doing that, big figures, big figures. Something I thought I'd never see. The first thing I would ever say to anybody, not even just trading, is to never give up. You are guaranteed to fail if you give up, but you have a chance if you keep going. So, if you stay disciplined and consistent, you'll be walking up the stairs. So it's like you go up a flat platform and feel like you're in the same place. But if you persevere through it, you can stay consistent. Now you go up to the next step.
Hey everybody, welcome to this video. I'm Coach Tim with Advanced Kingdom TV. I just had the opportunity to sit down with past advancer Zach, aka Zeno Trades, aka Zach Albatron. Just got a chance to sit down with him. Great interview. He just hit his first $40,000 payout and doing excellent with his trades. Just 19 years old. Has a lot of wisdom. I think a lot of insights for those that are called to Advanced Kingdom in the trading and the futures market. Let's take a listen to what Zach has to say here in this interview. All right, cool. We are live. I'm here with Zach. Zach has, yeah, you've been doing your thing in the prop firm space and trading. And
Yes,
tell everybody about yourself. How old are you? Where you from? What you currently doing?
I'm 19. I'm from Florida. If I said the area, y'all wouldn't know. So I'm gonna just say Jacksonville.
Okay.
And I'm a full-time day trader.
Full-time day trader. And, you were in the Advanced Kingdom group for a little bit and branched off.
Yeah.
You have your own Discord now and doing your thing. How long have you been trading?
So I've been trading around 4 years.
Okay, 4 years.
Maybe going on 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, so we had a huddle group with or huddle call, and you were on the huddle call, and you were telling the community, the Advanced Kingdom TV community, that you've been getting some payouts here recently.
Yeah.
Talk to us about that. What's been going on with your trading?
Like you said, I branched off from your group. I found what worked for me. That didn't work for me personally, but I know it works for a lot of people in your group. I just branched off, stayed disciplined, stayed consistent, and I found my edge in the market, and that's what's been making me money.
Yeah. And so you've been there's not a lot of individuals that, I wouldn't say a lot. There's not a high percentage of day traders that are profitable in the market. And
Yeah, there's only
go ahead.
There's only like the statistics are like 5% get a payout and 1% make it in the long run.
Yeah. It's very, very small. And depending on demographics, when you study the demographics, male, female, black, white, and different things, they even go even lower than that. It's like a fraction of a percentage are profitable. Why do you think that is?
I promise you, and I ain't even been in the markets this long, but I promise you it's discipline. So as you know, a lot of people got a problem with over trading, and psychology is like the main factor in trading. Strategy don't mean nothing, edge don't mean nothing. A lot of people, they have an ego when they go into the markets and they get humbled, and that's just what it is.
Yeah. And so we've seen, you've been trading a little bit, and when you were in the group, you were saying that you starting to get payouts, profitable months, and different things to the point where it's almost you're making some life decisions regarding going to school and regarding working a job.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to us about that. Like, what have you been getting paid out? What gave you the confidence to step away and say, this is going to work for me?
Okay, so of course, God come first. So talk to him, of course. I really like when I was working back at Walmart, probably around 2 years ago when I was working at Walmart. I was getting in trouble for just like trying to sit down because we're standing for 8 hours straight. I'm like, oh no, this is not for me. So I was trading options back then and I was making money, but I found out I wasn't consistent. I wasn't profitable. I thought I was and I wasn't. And then I went to the job at a state hospital and I had time to trade and stuff. And I'm like, God, if this is meant for me, because before I even got the job, I'm like, God, if this is meant for me, please help me find time to trade. I don't know how I do this without a job and stuff. And the position that I got, only like 1% of Florida get this position. I got the position with barely any experience. So I'm like, hold on, this meant for me. So I'm like, okay. So I start like when all I was doing is taking patients to appointments. We had our own driver. I was basically the president. Um, I was getting drove around and I was just studying on the way to work. And I'm like, God, if it's meant for me to become full time, because at this time I'm seeing some progress, but I know I need to sharpen some things in here. I knew what I was doing. My psychology just needed to be sharpened. Over trading, over risk, over leveraging, fear missing out in trades and chasing price. So I get called into the office. Mind you, I prayed a few days before, and I'm like, if I should go trade full time and this was meant for me, just open up a window. So the position I had was 24 hours a week. And the position was getting closed like randomly. I'm like, what? So I'm gonna be out of a job. But then I remember I had to talk with God. I'm like, if this meant for me, something happened. So they called me to the office. They offered me 40 hours. But me being in college, I can't do 40 hours. I'm not in college anymore. But when I was in college, I couldn't do 40 hours. I couldn't work 40 hours and do all my schoolwork. So then I was like, no, I can't do the 40 hours. They let me finish up to 2 weeks. I got my paychecks. I got 2 more paychecks after that. And ever since then, it's just been up from there.
Yeah. So you've been full time. You stepped away, and so you mentioned the importance of talking with God, making sure that He's in alignment with your decision making before you just step out there.
Of course. I can't do it without him.
Yeah. So even stepping out, into saying that it's trading, what gave you that kind of confidence to say trading's it?
So as I was telling you earlier, I was doing trading stocks. It wasn't working. I wasn't consistent. I gave up on it. Went to Minnesota to see my aunt, Dr. Lakeisha. And after then, this is where I got interviewed. You interviewed me to join your group. Got accepted. Ever since then, I seen the type of money that you and others was making inside of it. I'm like, in a day though, like a job is not going to offer me this. So I'm just like, okay. As soon as I left from Minnesota, I've been straight on entrepreneurship, that journey, and ever since then, I'm like trading is just for me. I feel it. Something because usually, I mean, I'm not a quitter, but when I see something that's not working for a couple of months, it's just not there for me. And when I found out about trading again, there it was. Never gave up since.
Yeah, that's an awesome testimony. It shows your tenacity, your character, really what you're about, and you really have to have that trait. Trading is not something for the weak at heart. You got to be tenacity. You got to have the target in mind. You may be disappointed here and there, but you got to be persistent and you got to show up. So you have the right character and demeanor for that. Now, you told us about in the group. You told us that you've been getting paid out these crazy figures. $40,000 months, $20,000 months. You're having these type of months in profit and payouts. Talk to us about that. What was the key in you getting that type of payout in your trade?
Okay, so before 2 months ago, last month 40,000, a month before 20,000, a month before that nothing. It was just flat. So that whole month after I start sticking to my rules, I had to make rules. You need to know what you want to go and to do inside of the market. What you need to know everything. You need to have everything wrote out and you need to stick to it. That month, the month after I start doing that, big figures. Something I thought I'd never see. I'm thinking I start off maybe 5,000 a month, scale up to 10,000, maybe to 10,000 to get no. As soon as the discipline kicked in, follow every single rule, 1 trade a day, and that's it.
Yeah, and that's you had mentioned that the strategy. There's some similarities in our trading strategy, but you have a different concept of what you see in the market, and you go after what you see. Really, it doesn't matter what strategy you use. Every strategy needs some kind of structure, and every strategy needs some kind of discipline. And I like that you mentioned God, because God gives you, he gives you the tools that you need, the character development, the soul development that you need to be a successful trader. You said discipline was really the pivotal piece for you in getting those kind of profits. Like, what was it that clicked that said, I need to be disciplined? Like, this is what I'm missing.
Okay, so this would be a little psychology lecture. This is something I gave out to my students yesterday. So whenever I ask my students, I ask them, what is your what, your why, and who are you doing it for? Some people, they'll be like, my what is I want to make money, be financially free. But I was like, no, really dive into it. Is your anybody in your family sick that you need to take care of? I get them basically to dive deep into it. Your who are you doing it for? Why are you doing it for them? And diving into it again. What'd you say? Sorry, I forgot. What you ask?
What was the thing that why did you think discipline? Or what what led you to discipline? Why was that the turning point for you?
Okay, so again, back to your what, why, and who are you doing it for? So every time I get into the market, I'd overtrade. I do things that I'm like, I know good and well these profitable people like you're not revenge trading all day. You're not taking 50,000 trades a day. You're not getting the markets back into the markets because you took a losing day. I'm like, this is not gonna work long term. So I had this thought in my head. I'm like, okay, if I had to follow my rules for a month straight, or people in my family were gonna just disappear, would I do it? And I'm like, yes, I definitely would. And that day forward, that is when discipline kicked in, and that the next month, following month, 20,000.
Yeah, because rules is the game changer. Following the rules, setting up rules that work, and then following them, that's the game changer. But what most people find is the market can manipulate your emotion to get you to go do something that's out of character.
It's designed for that too.
It's designed for that.
Exactly.
We found that there's a lot of things that are set up that triggers the emotion. The color of your chart. There's certain colors that you see that trigger emotion. There's certain time frames that trigger emotion. There's certain things that trigger the emotion to get you go off course. But the discipline is key. I like what you said, that you put a scenario up. If it's your family disappearing or you following the rules, if that was in the balance, that you would choose following the rules.
Of course.
And you have to anchor your rules, because a lot of times we just write down rules, we don't anchor it. Exactly. So there is an anchoring of your rules. How did you discover that? How did you discover that what, I understand what a rule is, but I'm not anchored to it? And I asked you this because you mentioned you're 19 years old, you're young, and a lot of young people, the last thing they want to do is follow another rule.
Yeah.
Why did you find it important to have an anchor in order to follow it?
So me, again, being 19, I was in college. A lot of people in like college around my age, they're partying, they're doing all these things, and I'm home and I'm just doing nothing. I'm learning about trading, but I'm not really staying consistent in it. So I'm like, they're out partying. I know they're not being financially free or on the journey to financial freedom. And when I'm scrolling through YouTube, I see, like, since I was 17, I watched videos on how to become a better man. Yeah. Every single day I'm watching something like that. Even to this day, after the gym, I'm watching something like that about basically learning something to better myself, become the best version of me. So I'm just like, I know they're not doing something that I'm doing. I know they're not on the same journey. Everybody's journey is different. So I took it upon myself to just follow everything that I stood for, to not make the same mistakes. So I was hearing people say that don't use lessons to bring you down, but use them as something to prosper.
Wow. Yeah. And that, it's because, those type of things that we've been through can be anchors to keep us down, and we have to have not necessarily a forgetful memory, but have an interpretation of what, failures really mean, to help us move forward. Now, we were talking earlier before we got on this call, and you had mentioned something that really stuck out to me. It's not just discipline in the charts that you're doing. You mentioned that you have to have discipline in everything that you do. Talk to us a little bit about that. What are you talking about there?
Okay, so by what Mr. Tim was talking about, discipline all aspects of your life. So if you're not working out, you probably should be. I mean, unless something happened to you or anything like that. Me personally, the gym, when I started going to the gym consistently, is when I started seeing consistent profits and trading and consistent discipline. Uh, Working out in the gym clears your mind of anything, not even just in trading. It clears your mind in every aspect of your life. It makes you healthy as well. So why would you not want to do it? So I have this routine. I wake up, I pray before I get out of bed. I don't get on my phone. I have this journal right here. I'm not promoting anything. You mind if I just open it and read something out?
Oh, go ahead.
Okay. So the journal, y'all won't be able to see. Let me just read it. So it has the day's date. It has your top 3 goals for today. It has your today's affirmation. So something like I'm successful, I'm disciplined, I will follow my trading rules and stuff like that. I also have a trading journal, which I don't use because this basically has everything I need. It says what went well today. It has these lines for that. It says what can I improve upon? So discipline, your patience in the market. It could be anything in life. Maybe talking to your significant other. It could be anything. And what I like about this book is it says, don't quit, suffer now, and live the rest of your life as a champion. What needs to be done today to make your long-term vision your reality? So let's say I had a bad trading day. I know that I need to stick to my rules to have a long-term vision into my reality. I know I need to stay disciplined in all aspects of my life. And I know that I need to be consistent in everything that I do and never give up. So this journal really helped me a lot too. I had somebody ask me about this too. And it's basically like a motivation thing for today.
Yeah, there's something that you mentioned I want to come back to, but I want to stay on this discipline thing in everything that you do because that's so important. It's like the way if I can't do food control, how can I do trade control? Over trading is synonymous with overeating.
Yes.
The discipline of doing what you need to do, what you have to do when you don't want to. Trading it, all of those characteristics come out in trading. If it slips over here, it's going to slip on the chart. All right, and so that's a very good rule to have. It goes into the psychology, and it goes into overall success. We said it. We say it on our calls all the time. Is that power desires structure, and power desires discipline. Without it, it becomes destructive. And so, this is a power that you have. Your discipline has given you the results that you want. And one thing that I didn't have this question written down, but you mentioned it, is that I see that when you're journaling, what's the importance of journaling? And I also see that you have some visualizations things about what you want and different things for your day. Why is that important to you?
Okay, so this may seem, I ain't gonna say it seemed crazy, but so like I was saying, I was working on myself since I was 17, like working on getting better every day. I didn't know what I want to do exactly, and then trading finally came along. But I see all these successful people, and I see they're waking up at 4 or 5 a.m. Now, I'm not gonna do that part, just to be honest with you. I'm not gonna do that part. But they get up, they journal their thoughts. I hear a lot of successful people talking about journaling your thoughts, plan out what you want to do for today. And I got bad memory. I don't even remember what you said. I'm not gonna lie. What did you say?
No, so the visualization and the journaling. Why is that important to you? Why did you really gravitate to that?
So it keeps me on track and it keeps me along with everything I need to do for today. And it has multiple pages because you need to do it every single day. Now, the only time I do slip up is when I don't have anything to do. So let's say it's the weekend. I know on the weekend I'm not finna do nothing. I don't have anything to do. I don't have anything to do. So during the week, it just keeps me productive. It keeps me on track. So today I put it to have a meeting, and after we get off this meeting, I'm gonna check that box off. It has boxes of the goals, and you check them off as you go. I know I'm not gonna lie to myself. So if I didn't do it, then I'm not gonna check it. And every single thing in this book, since I started going to the gym consistently, has been checked off.
Yeah. And you know, that journal becomes a roadmap. Like it helps you stay on track. You know, the visualization before you get there, you have to visualize it. You have to write it down. You have to plan for it. And then next thing you know, you're stepping into it. You know, you look back of all the things you were able to do. All right, I got to jump into this for the traders out there, especially those in our community. When you say that you're disciplined, you have rules. What are your rules that you do on a daily basis?
Give me 1 second. Can you still see me?
Yeah, I can see you.
Okay. So my rules for trading is I take one trade a day, win or loss, unless it's break even. So today I had 2 break even trades. And I traded in a specific time window, 9:45 to 10:15. In this time window, it's the most highest probability time frames in the market. And if I don't get a trade, then I wait 30 minutes. And then the last 15 minutes of the hour and the first 15 minutes, any time of the day. But I like the New York session. So it'd be from 9:45 to 11:15. I target for evals, I target a 2-to-1. For express accounts, I just trade regular. And I risk a certain amount. So evals, I risk more. Express accounts, I risk half of that, and my most risk is 25 to 35 handles. And those are my rules. The other rules come within the strategy, but we're not going to dive in that today.
Yeah. So you know, you have rules, you have a strategy, you have all those things. How long did it take for you to follow them?
4 or 5 years. 4 or 5 years, something like
that. That's great. You know, we can identify. I know a lot of people could identify with that. Like you were notorious about writing down the rules. Like, this is what I'm going to do, and then the market shows up and you do something completely different. You blow something, and then you question, like, why did I? What got into me? Why did I do that? And so it's amazing that you're able, you know, to stay on those rules. You know, it's a thing that we talk about it a lot in the group, is that you know, Cain killed Abel, but before then God says, if you just do well, you'll be accepted. So those gates open up when we just obey, do well, do what we're supposed to do. The rules say this is what you're supposed to do. Why are you doing something outside the lines? So I like that piece of it for you. If you also mentioned that, I know when we talked earlier, you said if you don't see a trade, you're not trading. No. So if your boxes aren't checked, you're just walking away.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and that's a hard thing for people to do. A lot of traders believe that they have to trade. I'm a trader, I have to trade. Talk a little bit just about that discipline to be able to walk away. That's one of the best trades, is the one that you don't take.
Yeah, 2 break-even trades a day. I didn't force a third, even though I'm break even. Listen, for the people that was in my call, I was almost at take profit. I was risking around 3 something to make 1,000. I'm talking about I was in profit around like 800 or 900, and price went and stopped me out of break even. It takes real discipline to get in there and not over trade or revenge trade because you was in profit and you lost it. So let me think for a second. I kind of forgot what you said again.
No, just that walking away piece.
Okay.
Really walk away.
Okay. So for me to be able to walk away, I know when I was unprofitable, and I forced a trade after not seeing a trade, which I've done plenty of times in the past, that it never ends up right. It never ends up winning. It never ends. It's not your strategy you're trading, most likely. The things about the markets, they will make you see something that's not there. So whenever you go back and back test or do whatever, look back at your trade that you was taking, you will see that most 99% of the time it wasn't there. The trade wasn't there. And the thing is with trading, once you stop doing something, let's say I stop over trading for a day and I took a loss. So let's say my risk is 300 and I take a loss and I get off the charts and lock my account and I don't trade for that day, you're not gonna want to. If you once you get used to it, you're not gonna want to get in and over trade and revenge trade. So it was really just a 1 day thing that clicked for me. And once I stopped doing this one thing, just that 1 day, the next few weeks, months, years, whatever, it probably won't happen again.
Yeah, and it's just a habit. You know, you turned it into a habit. You know, it's difficult in the front end, but the repetition turns it into a habit. So that's good. You know, there's somebody that's going to listen to this. They may be trading. They could be blowing accounts left and right. I just want to give you an opportunity just to say some words of encouragement to them, just based on your journey. Your journey is inspiring, you know, to be getting those type of payouts and have that level of success. What would you tell someone that's beginning, they're blowing accounts and they're just not finding the edge that they need in the market right now?
The first thing I would ever say to anybody, not even just trading, is to never give up. So I'm gonna say something that's gonna stick with a lot of you. You are guaranteed to fail if you give up, but you have a chance if you keep going. Once you found out about trading, it becomes like an obsession. You just gotta learn that you can't act off of your emotions. The emotions of like losing a trade, none of that stuff really ever goes away. It's just what you do with it. If you act on it and you go in over trade, you're gonna get the same results. But if you change something up, teach it, have it as a lesson or use it as a lesson and make change, then you will see progress in it. So I think you posted something a few weeks ago. Trading looks something like up, down, and then skyrockets up. So trading is like stairs. If you take a mistake, you're stepping 2 steps back. If you follow your rules, stay disciplined, so on and so forth.
You just cut off for that last couple seconds. Repeat that. If you said it's like a stair. If you stay up and remain disciplined, and then when you cut out.
Oh, okay. So if you stay disciplined and consistent, you'll be walking up the stairs. So it's like you go up a flat platform. It feels like you're in the same place, but if you persevere through it, you stay consistent. Now you go up to the next step. Boom, flat stair again. Go up to the next step. Instead of going up, down 2 steps, up, down 2 steps. Now you're in a bearish trend.
Yeah. No, that's the truth. That's the truth.
Yeah,
the charts will preach to you. The charts will tell you about yourself. And yeah, it's important to stay consistent. We're gonna give you an opportunity. What do you have going? Where can people find you?
You can find me on TikTok at Zeno Trades, Instagram at Zeno Trades. I'm working on this YouTube channel to show people it's not very hard if you follow the rules, stay disciplined, to scale from 0 to 10K a month. I'm releasing the videos later than what I make them, just so that I can get everything in order and get everything out there. So Zeno Trades, and that's where you can find me.
I appreciate you, Zeno. Zach, appreciate you. I appreciate you doing this. A lot of people are going to get value out of this. So we pray blessings in your trading, in your journey, in your life. It's only up from here. Appreciate you jumping on and sharing this wisdom today.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you for having me.
All right.